Good afternoon, Steam Machines, and welcome back. This is Enrico from Conducting Music, back on our usual slot, 6 p.m. UK time for Steam Corner. This is our live stream support session for all our students, teachers, enthusiasts, parents, curious people that want to be creative with free online apps. Well, I hope you're gonna enjoy this. I'm going to switch on to the live mode on all of these. If you are seeing us on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified of the new videos. Same goes on Twitch. Come on, drop that like, you know you want it. And we are also live on Facebook on a few different pages. So once again, this is Enrico from Conductive Music, welcoming you all back. Please do drop a comment if you like. If you are on Live XP, welcome back everybody. Do send us a message there and my colleague Missy will refer back to me in Swift. So today's topic is going to be Bandlab. Well, from the name you probably guessed what it is. Bandlab is a music making software. It's entirely free and it's available online. So you just need your browser and perhaps a pair of headphones and obviously an account. But you can make an account in many different ways, through Facebook, Google, through any email address that you like. And don't forget that there is a app version both for tablets and for phones, which is quite a lot of fun. If throughout this video you have any questions, please give me a shout. I've got my chat here, and once again, welcome to you all on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Live XP. So let's get started. First of all, you can get to the website, which is simply bandlab.com. Quick disclaimer for the students: this specific stream is targeted for those in year 7 or 8, but if you're not in England, that just means early secondary school, so about 11, 12, 13 years old. Let's see how we can start making an account and our first beats. I promise you, it's really fun and really quick. So as soon as you get to Bandlab, you're greeted with this home video, and something else pops up. It's the same website, just check for the logo up there. It's quite cool actually, because first of all, you can make music everywhere. As you can see, there is a interface on the laptop and both App Store and Google Play versions. So whether you're an app person or Android, it's covered. It uses MIDI. What does it mean? If you do have a keyboard at home or a launchpad or any other electronic musical instrument that has got a USB connector, you can plug it in straight into the computer and it will be pretty much activated right away. We're also teaching a course on how to transform your microbit into a MIDI synthesizer. So in case you're into those type of things, please give us a shout, because we do have a lovely course for you. Obviously, if you use this, you can create your song, save them, share them, and also export them as an MP3 or a WAV file, so you can send them to your friends and so forth. It also works kind of a Facebook, I would say, because there is effectively a wall where you can choose to follow some terrible musicians of your choice and or actually make some proper music yourself. After this, you can obviously release. I have not done this personally, so I'm not entirely sure how this works, but there are all the terms and conditions here, followed by Stripe. If you are a minor, that means if you're not over 18 yet, obviously you need to ask permissions from your parents. Finally, as I mentioned earlier, you can log in with Facebook and Google, but I have to say the best feature, according to my taste at least, is that you can collaborate in real time with your friends. I'm gonna show you how. All you have to do is activate kind of a streaming session and then share the link with your friends. You can send them via WhatsApp, email, Snapchat, whatever channel you use. They just log in through their own account and then you will see their mouse straight onto your screen. That is actually pretty cool, and you get to compose in real time together with your friends. So first things first, to create an account, you just hit sign up, okay? If you already have one, you just click login. If you click on sign up, it's asking you if you wanna log in with your email address, okay? So you can use, guys, your school address, your email address, but please, if you do use your personal address, do ask your parents first, okay? Check with your parents before you sign up for things. Alternatively, you've got your Google account or your Facebook account. I've got quite a few because of these demonstrations that we're doing. Just gonna click on Google for now, and it takes you straight in, which I hope is not gonna show on the live stream. Well, it didn't. Perfect. And here is your feed, again with a selection of horrible musicians that will pop up, but at least, you know, it's free music and you can share it through, and once in a million you'll actually find some good musicians out there, I'm sure. The app version is similar, but of course, if you do have a choice, I strongly suggest working on a laptop. The screen is bigger, the mouse is much more effective, you have full features because obviously apps are a little bit reduced, and share them through, connect to emails and stuff like that. But if mobile is your only option, pretty much everything is available. Just be patient because it's a bit smaller. I do suggest always using the headphones because it makes life much easier. And obviously, as soon as we start our music making, I'm gonna stop my fabulous soundtrack, which obviously is the best one you've ever heard. We know that. And well, the date. So if I click on it, you're presented with this, and headphones time. First things first, we're gonna start with an instrument. Well, actually, let's do a slight change of plan. We're gonna start with a drum machine. A drum machine is something that makes beats. So let me stop the background music, and let's start the Bandlab music. Okay, so as you've seen, I've just selected one machine and it started right off. I didn't have to do anything. So let's try to figure out what are the elements here. So the instrument is actually here. It's an 808, which is one of the most famous drum machines. Came out middle of the 80s, I think. And this one, each color represents one of the sounds. And if you use the drop-down menus, you can audition them. Audition means as you hover on top of them, you hear them. So here we go, snare, clap. Okay, snare edge is a horrible name. That's not correct. Sorry guys, as a drummer I need to say this. You know, it's either a rim click or a rim stick, but definitely snare edge. Bleh. Anyways, you can change the drum machine entirely by simply using this drop down menu here on the left hand side. There's quite a few. So let's see, something that I haven't used yet. It's the cinematic. Let's see what the cinematic sounds like. So I'm gonna delete these, by the way. These are the regions that have been put on by default, and I don't want anything by default. I want to try them myself. So let's hear these sounds. Let's see if they work. I can use the play button. And finally, before I do that, have you seen that there's 8 letters here? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That's because you can store 8 patterns at the same time. So if I go down to A, you see it's changed, and B is changed again. I'm gonna go to A, and let's hear what this sounds like. Oh yeah. Not bad. Except I don't want stuff made by other people, and I suggest you do the same. You can create loops really quickly just by laying down stuff at random first of all. If you haven't done so any time before today, you see that these portions of 4 squares are kind of color coded. There's 16 of them in total, and that's because it's usually the length of a bar of music in 4/4 time signature split in semiquavers or 16s. It's the same word, yeah? Semiquavers and 16s is the same thing. So let's start by laying down some kicks. And I'm gonna hit the play button, so that white line, which is the playhead, is gonna hit the note that I place. groove. Not bad as a first groove. Happy with that. Okay, how do I place it? Well, two things, guys. First of all, you need to make sure that your playhead is in the right spot. So this is this white arrow up here. And by the way, for any other software that you might be using, including the GarageBand, Pro Tools, Ableton Live, or Soundtrap, Bandlab itself, the functions are pretty much all the same. The instruments will change a little bit, but they might call things slightly differently, and obviously the hotkeys, also known as the shortcuts, are different, but the key concepts are the same. So once you have a loop, you can add it in. See this button, add A, so it's going to add my loop A, and it's up here. Usually in music, we progress with multiples of 4. So I'm just going to make 4 of these copies. And this is it. This is the first button repeated. Let's see it. Sorry, from here. My mistake. I hit the press button. Sorry, the play button. Okay, not bad, not bad. One more thing. Usually at the end of a pattern, we have something that is called a fill. So in this bar number 4, I want to create a slightly different thing. Something which is a bit more, maybe heavy sounding. Let's see if I can make something slightly different than the other one. And just a minute. Okay, this is quite busy. It's quite good. It feels like a fill. So I'm gonna press Add B, and as soon as I do that, it's appeared here, right? So here at the top, I can now listen to 4 bar loops. So let's hear. Bar 2, bar 3, fill. Okay, cool, that sounds pretty nice. And to make a quick copy, I'm gonna press Alt, that's the key A-L-T. I'm gonna press Alt and then drag it. So you see it's made a copy of my A pattern, and the same thing with B. So I'm just got 8 bars basically. So you see 3 of A, 1 of B, 3 of A, 1 of B. It's a pretty standard 8-bar loop. But I just did this because I want to move on to another instrument. So obviously, making music has got a million different pathways, probably endless pathways. But I would like to do something quite straightforward. It's the bass. So let's go and find the bass that we like. You see here on the bottom left, a couple of things to keep in mind. See this thing that says loop MIDI port? Well, if you do have a MIDI keyboard and it is plugged into your device, laptop or desktop, I'm not too sure if that will work on a iPad, but there are some USB attachments for the iPad, so do try if you have a chance, but I'm mostly talking about desktops and laptops. By the way, Windows, Mac, Linux, they all work the same, no problem. If you plug them in, they will show up down here. So if you've got something like Novation or Audio or the lovely Behringer or anything else, they will show up here. If they don't, please make sure that you installed all the drivers that are required and you update your system, and try to use Google Chrome if you can. It feels like it's the most reliable, at least for now, and at least in our experience. So to select the bass is quite straightforward. Let's get one of them from here, and then I need to move a little bit because I cannot see that edge of the screen. So bass is here, and let's see how it sounds like. You can audition them in 3 different ways. Either press with the mouse, or use the keys. Not bad, not bad. Just gonna stick to this for the moment. I'm going to lower a little bit my the volume of the drums because I want to record the bass on top. So how should I create the bass first of all? Well, I can choose a few notes. maybe 3, maybe 4 that work well together. In this case, I'm gonna give you my recipe. It's X, V, B, N. And here it comes. And then the comma. And then probably just make a pattern. Listen to this a couple of times. Turn on the loop by clicking on there. Play through. Okay, not bad. The problem is, it's always a little bit delayed. So it's kind of a challenge to play with another digital instruments against you. So sometimes what I like to do is turn on the metronome and just try to record without the drums for now. Something like that. Obviously, when you're pressing the keys, it's not as fast as a real instrument. So you need to kind of try it a few times until you get the gist. So here we go. I think it's going to count me 1 bar in. Ah, sorry. I need to select the correct instrument, obviously. I need to select the bass first. And let's try. Let's see. Okay, so once again, it was starting to record on top of it. Let's listen to the 2 tracks together, see if it's acceptable. I'm not gonna do the best track on live stream, but you know, just try. Sorry, here we go. Decent. Not perfect by all means, but decent. So what if I want to change some of these patterns, make them more clean or something? Well, there's 2 ways. First of all, if I decided to change this pattern, all I have to do is change it here on the drum machine, and it will automatically change on mine here as well. So it's going to be very straightforward. However, if you want to change this, that is a slightly different story. You need to come to terms with this bad boy here, which is called the piano roll. Piano roll used to be a mechanical device inside the upright pianos that would pretty much play the notes of the piano in a mechanical way. So if you watch one of the old-fashioned Western cowboy movies, you will probably see this sort of piano that moves by itself. Sometimes as a joke, as if there is a monster or a ghost inside. But that's where it originates from. So something like the beginning of the last century. Let's see how it works here. Well, there is something pretty obvious. My bass is late. And that was what I was expecting, because obviously with a computer keyboard it's not the same. You see the beginning of my notes are not there. So if I want to move them, all I have to do is select and move them. There we go. Move them to the lines. Let's listen to the beginning again, see if it works. That's it, much better. This one is almost there as well. So if you look at the lines, a little bit of a zoom out should give you a better understanding of where all these things are happening. Just going to do the same thing here. Obviously, for more precise editing, you need more time, but this is just like a proof of concept, no? Let's go from the beginning. Not bad, not bad. I think it works. It's good enough, at least. Alt and duplicate this, and I've got 2 things. I can add a synthesizer on top, or effects, or lots of other things. But I'm here just to give you a quick taste, because if you do want to go in depth with this, we have an entire series of videos dedicated to getting creative with this online software. It's based on Soundtrap, which is a slightly different version, but this is exactly the same principles, and once you learn on one, you can transfer all your knowledge everywhere else. So let's see what else we can do here, which is incredibly beautiful. Well, first of all, you can take notes of your lyrics in case you are a singer-songwriter. So you just hit on lyrics at the bottom here and say, hello everybody, here is my song. Very creative, obviously. So that one is an option. However, you can also go and check the pre-made loops. But do promise me that, guys, this thing, yes, use the loops. Yes, absolutely fine, no problem. But please, just use them as inspiration. Then go and create yours. Because otherwise, we end up just remixing stuff that other people made. So let's take a look. If I click on loops here, oh, everything is changed. These people I've never seen before. I have no idea. Some are searchable, okay? And obviously these are the recent thing. So I'm just gonna try. I have no idea, but this sounds pretty cool. Let's take a look. You click on it. It opens up some things. Let's try. Well, sorry to say, my loop was much better. But anyways, we can select the... sorry, because you cannot see it's under my webcam. Apologies. There we go. I can go to packs. And this will have some artists that I've shared. You can share yours as well. Maybe you know some of these. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Bollywood percussion. Let's have a look if there's something a bit more interesting. Nice. These are cool things, much better. And obviously you can search loop by loop because you can select the instrument you like. Like, for example, I've already got bass and I already got the drums, so I don't want either. I want perhaps a synthesizer. And let's see what's the solution, what's the offer here. What's the classics? What does it say? It's all right. Say that I want to grab this one. I'm going to take it in and it's going to create a new track for me. Not bad, not bad. There is a key problem though. Let's listen to it. It does not quite fit my rhythm, does it? So here's what you can do. This is a very basic loop manipulation. So first of all, need to be careful because this is in C minor and I actually played in D minor. So I want to place it 2 semitones above. You see this one? Pitch shift 1 and 2. So this one should be, give or take, on a D vibe. Not bad, not bad. Then what we can do actually, interested in, and placing them in the correct spot. So by just zooming in a little bit, let's see if I can align it with my bass. Somewhere right there. Let's take a look. And I can put the second part of the loop simply by Alt, more or less aligned like that. Let's see what it comes all together, how it sounds. It could be that, or I could just use it in a completely random rhythm and see if it does give us a better response. It's obviously entirely up to you because it's a creative process. It's a bit slow, sorry, a bit late. Let's try. Ta-da! So there we go. Let's see if it works like that. A bit late, but it should do the job, no problem. And then then something else should happen here. But before I go and carry on, I just wanted to show you what other opportunities you've got to be creative with here. On the bottom left, there's a few different things. So obviously the source can pick up your microphone. As you see, this is my voice going straight through. If you have a mixer or if you've got multiple microphones, they will all show up here. So that's quite cool. And what I was going to say is the effects, because the effects are a pretty cool thing. If you add the effect here, you get a few. Well, actually, you get many. In brief, amps and cabinets. You know when you play the electric guitar and you've got an amp? Well, this is an emulation of that amp. There's a few different ones. The delay, that's what it does. The distortion is a heavy guitar. Dynamics and modulation change the quality of the sound, while the reverb makes it feel like it's in a different room. Changes the tone as well. With the EQ, equalizer, that makes maybe you can cut off some of the bass or the high frequencies. And oh yes, if you record it and there's a problem with the feedback, you can actually get rid of it here. The feedback is those very annoying whistles. Distortion is always the best. I'm going to select this little loop part. Obviously you can shrink it, and when I play it back, it should only play within this part. Let's add some delay just to go a little bit. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It actually works. So I can now get rid of the loop, and then let's see if I can listen to this couple of bars. Sorry, 8 bars together. Maybe copy these, drop them somewhere. Don't forget that you can make all entire melodies out of this, because if this one, for example, you can change its pitch, or you can change the playback rate by speeding it up or slowing it down. You see this one? I just clicked on minus, so it's gonna go slightly slower. This one, I'm gonna reverse it. And this one, I don't know, let's pitch shift it down, maybe minus 12 if it lets me. Minus 12 will be an octave lower, yeah? And let's see how it all works. Of course, it's a little bit messy now because it takes a little bit of time to understand what the material does. Anyways, at this stage, once you are pseudo happy with what you've done, you can invite people. And this is how you can do it. You can just hit start session. It will take a moment depending on the speed of your internet. It might be a little bit complaining now. Oh no, it's okay. Click on the plus sign, and here you go. You can invite others by copying the link and sending it via email, text, or whichever other system you like. Or you can use this username if you know of anybody else on Bandlab that is on that, or if you know their email address. So that is pretty cool. And obviously for you teachers listening, this is quite interesting feature. I think there's about there's a limit to 15 people on the same track at the same time. We have done a few experiments with 4 or 5 people. It's quite nice because you can see the mouse of all the others coming through. And the beautiful part of this is that the playback feature is only controlled by yourself. So let's say that there's 4 of us in this track and everybody puts in their parts. If somebody presses play, I am not affected unless I press play or stop myself. So that's quite good, because obviously that would have created a lot of confusion. So once again, you just click on start the session, click on the plus icon next to the silhouette that looks a little bit like the Facebook logo, and then you share the link however you like. Saving is pretty much automatic, but if you like to save at a specific moment, you just hit save here. You can see it's already done automatically by my machine. And when I leave the session, I will also be able to share it. And for example, on this end, I can download it. Tracks or mixdown. What's the difference? And I'll finish with this. The mixdown is the master, so it's all the tracks together, and you get one MP3 out of this. On the other side, instead, if you download tracks, it will let you download different tracks, each as a separate one. And I think that is it for us today. As always, I promised you half an hour of concentrated creativity, and that's exactly what we've done. So, to summarize the fabulous features on Bandlab, well, you can create an account for free, and obviously you can do it on a laptop, a desktop, both Windows and Mac. They're absolutely fine, and the same goes for apps in tablets and phones. Just be careful, some of the features might be placed in different ways, different colors. The name should be all the same, but do expect less features in the app versions, just because of the limitation of the CPU of the machine that you're using. Inside Bandlab, I've shown you how to, just as a quick snippet, how to make drums, how to make a bass recording with your computer keyboard. If you do have a MIDI keyboard, you can connect it and it's ready to go. Obviously, you can add loops from other people. I've shown you a very quick loop manipulation for that, and for decent results, obviously we will need much more time. I was just playing a little bit at random, just to show you a few different things. What I did not show you is how to use the microphone, so perhaps we can dedicate another session on that. If you're interested, please let me know, drop a comment. And the same goes for the external instruments that I did not connect. There's quite a few beautiful features. If you are a bass or guitar player and you have a sound interface, you can plug it right in. If you are a teacher, or don't need to be a teacher, if you're a student and you're not too much into the music side of things, but perhaps you want to tell your stories, record your poetry or other things, well, you can do exactly the same thing using this feature. It's pretty cool. You can layer your voice, you can record multiple tracks, you can export them, and it's pretty beautiful. And as you've seen, you can also write down your lyrics. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick taster of Bandlab. If you've got any questions, please drop us a comment. As always, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Same goes for Twitch. Please drop us a like, and same on Facebook too. If you're on LiveXP, welcome back everybody. And if you're interested in knowing more, please do ask, because if you post the questions